Chapter 8, Part 1. If anxiety burned calories, I'd have arrived at the venue looking like a supermodel. Instead, I was standing beside Maddox outside Ashcroft Manor, clutching my wedding planner binder like it contained the meaning of life. Which, considering today's schedule, it kind of did. "You ready?" Maddox asked. I laughed. It came out sounding suspiciously like a squeak. Not even remotely. He adjusted the strap of his overnight bag before looking over at me. "You know?" "What?" "You've survived every disaster I've seen you face. I've spilled coffee on strangers." "You've done that." "I accidentally introduced my fake boyfriend to 2,000 Instagram followers." "You definitely did that." "I've had 3 separate floral emergencies this week. I remember the hydrangeas. They're still haunting me." He smiled. "And yet," I looked up. "You're still standing. I don't exactly have a choice." "You do." "I do?" "If you want to leave." His smile softened. "I'll drive us home." The offer caught me completely off guard. "You'd do that?" "Without question." I stared at him for a second, then smiled. "No." "No? I've worked too hard for this wedding." He nodded. I figured. But I took a deep breath. "Thanks." His crooked grin returned. "Come on, planner girl." He held out his arm. "Let's go make everyone believe we're ridiculously in love." I rolled my eyes. "You really commit to this fake dating thing." "I told you. I'm a professional." Laughing despite myself, I looped my arm through his. Together, we walked toward the grand entrance. The estate looked exactly as I'd imagined it months ago. White roses climbed the stone archways. Fairy lights hung from ancient oak trees. Guests wandered across the gardens with champagne in hand. It was beautiful. It should have made me proud. Instead, my stomach tied itself into increasingly creative knots. "This place is incredible," Maddox whispered. "It is." "You planned all this?" I nodded. "Every flower, every table, every tiny detail." He looked at me with genuine admiration. "Planner girl." "What?" "You really are amazing." Heat rushed to my cheeks. "Don't." "What?" "You're doing that thing again." "What thing?" "The compliment thing." He laughed quietly. "I can't help it." Before I could answer, a familiar voice drifted across the courtyard. "Harper?" Every muscle in my body froze, slowly, painfully. I turned around. Declan, standing only a few meters away, looking directly at me. His smile vanished. Mine did too. For one endless heartbeat. Neither of us moved. For a heartbeat, the world forgot how to move. Declan stood at the foot of the manor steps, one hand tucked into the pocket of his charcoal suit. He looked exactly as I remembered. Dark hair, sharp jaw, the same calm blue eyes that had once made me believe everything would somehow work itself out. Except there was nothing calm about them now. They were fixed on me. No, not me. Us. I became painfully aware of Maddox standing beside me, close enough that our shoulders brushed, close enough that anyone would assume we belonged together. Declan's gaze shifted to him. His entire expression hardened. Beside me, Maddox went strangely quiet. I glanced at him. The easy smile he'd been wearing all morning was gone. His jaw tightened. His shoulders stiffened. "You know him?" I asked quietly. His eyes never left Declan. Unfortunately. Something in his voice made my stomach sink. Not annoyance, not awkwardness. History. The kind that never really disappeared. Declan started walking toward us. Each step felt impossibly slow. Each one tightened the knot in my stomach. Maddox folded his arms. "Well," his voice was dry. "This should be interesting. You two haven't seen each other in a while?" He gave a humorless laugh. "Years. Oh, there's a reason." Before I could ask what he meant, a delighted squeal cut through the tension. "Harper!" "Mia." She hurried across the courtyard in a cloud of ivory linen and excitement before wrapping me in the tightest hug imaginable. "You made it." "I wouldn't miss it." She pulled back, practically glowing. "I've been looking everywhere for you. The florist has a question. My mother has 12 opinions, and I think my cousin has stolen a centerpiece." "Sounds about right." "I knew you'd fix everything." Then her attention landed on Maddox. Her smile widened. "You didn't mention Maddox as your boyfriend." I felt every muscle in my body tense. "Boyfriend. Right. Fake boyfriend." I forced a smile. He stepped forward politely. "It's nice to finally meet you." "I guess." "You too," Mia beamed. "Harper has been very secretive." "I've noticed." I elbowed him lightly. "Behave." "No promises." Mia laughed. "I already love him." Of course she did, pa. Because apparently the universe enjoyed making my life significantly more complicated. She turned toward Declan, who had finally reached us. "Babe." You'll never guess who's here. The word echoed in the silence. Boyfriend. Declan's eyes landed on Maddox again. Cold. Unreadable. Maddox looked back at him with equal restraint. Neither man moved, neither smiled, neither looked remotely pleased. Finally, Declan spoke. Maddox. One word. Flat. Controlled. Maddox answered just as evenly. Declan. No handshake, no hug, nothing. Mia looked between them confused. You two look like you've seen a ghost. It's been a while, Maddox said. A long time. You could say that. Something wasn't right. I looked from one man to the other. Same dark hair, same eyes, different expressions, different scars, different everything. Yet, there was enough resemblance that, now I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. A horrible feeling settled in my stomach. No, surely not. I looked at Maddox, then at Declan, then back again. Wait. My voice came out much smaller than I'd intended. You two? Neither of them answered. Mia frowned. What? I swallowed. This is your brother? The silence that followed was deafening. Maddox slowly turned to look at me. For the first time since we'd met, he looked completely blindsided. His eyes searched my face. Then something clicked. His expression changed. Confusion. Recognition. Disbelief. Harper? I blinked. Yes? He looked at Declan, then back at me. The color drained from his face. Oh. His voice was barely above a whisper. My heart stopped. The smile I'd been forcing all afternoon disappeared. No one spoke. No one breathed. The only sound was the distant laughter of wedding guests who had absolutely no idea a catastrophe had just quietly arrived. No one spoke. The courtyard buzzed with laughter, clinking champagne glasses, and the distant sound of a string quartet tuning their instruments. Yet somehow, it all felt impossibly far away. Maddox looked at me as if he were seeing me for the first time. Then he slowly turned toward Declan. His expression had gone completely still. Declan met his gaze without flinching. Finally, Declan broke the silence. She's my ex. The words landed like a champagne bottle shattering across marble. I stared at him, then at Maddox, then back again. What? Mia frowned. What do you mean, your ex? Declan didn't take his eyes off me. Harper and I dated. My stomach twisted. Dated? That was certainly one way to describe 6 years of loving someone. Mia's smile slowly disappeared. You never told me. I didn't think it mattered. It matters now. Her eyes darted between the three of us. Harper? I managed the weakest smile in human history. Surprise? No. Mia shook her head. No, this can't be right. She looked at Declan. You've never mentioned Harper. Then she looked at me. You've never mentioned Declan. I laughed once. A short, nervous laugh. I was hoping the universe might spare me this particular conversation. The universe clearly had other plans, Maddox muttered. I looked at him. His jaw was clenched so tightly I thought he might crack a tooth. He wasn't looking at me anymore. He was looking at Declan, and whatever was passing between them, it had absolutely nothing to do with me. It was older. Sharper. Unfinished. Declan folded his arms. So. His voice was calm. Too calm. This is what you've been doing. Maddox frowned. What exactly is that supposed to mean? Showing up with my ex. I didn't know she was your ex. Declan gave a humorless smile. You expect me to believe that? I don't particularly care what you believe. Maddox. I stepped forward before either of them could say something they'd regret. This isn't his fault. Both brothers looked at me. He had no idea. Maddox blinked. You knew? I nodded slowly. I found out you were Declan's brother about 30 seconds before you found out I was his ex. He let out a long breath. Well, he rubbed a hand over the back of his neck. That explains a lot. It certainly does, Declan replied. The brothers locked eyes again. Mia looked seconds away from hyperventilating. Can someone please explain what's happening? Neither of them answered. The silence spoke loudly enough. Mia looked from Declan to Maddox, then finally to me. Oh my gosh. Her eyes widened. This really is such a small world. Unfortunately, Maddox and Declan said in perfect unison. Both of them frowned. Neither looked amused. Despite everything, a tiny laugh escaped me. 3 pairs of eyes snapped toward me. I covered my mouth. I'm sorry. Were you just laughing? Declan asked. I wasn't expecting you two to answer at the same time. Maddox looked horrified. Declan looked offended. Mia blinked. Then, completely against her will, she started laughing too. I shouldn't be laughing. But you are, I said. I am. Within seconds, we were both trying and failing to stop. The two brothers simply stared at us. Maddox finally sighed. I don't know whether to be impressed or concerned. A little of both, I managed between laughs. Declan shook his head. Some things never change. The laughter faded. Reality settled back over us. Maya cleared her throat. Right? She clasped her hands together. We are not doing this in the driveway. No one argued. She pointed toward the manor. We have guests arriving. She looked directly at me. Harper, then at Maddox. Please tell me the two of you can survive one weekend without killing each other. Before I could answer, Maddox spoke. We'll be fine. Declan let out the smallest scoff. You've always been a terrible liar. Maddox's eyes narrowed, and you've always thought you knew everything. The temperature in the courtyard seemed to drop 10 degrees. I closed my eyes for the briefest second. I had planned every flower, every chair, every candle. What I had not planned was discovering that my fake boyfriend was my ex-boyfriend's estranged younger brother. Somehow. I had a feeling the seating chart was about to become the least of my problems.